Hello and welcome to this short tutorial where I'm going to run through how to record video on your DJI Avata 2. Now it can be a bit complicated because there's options to record to your goggles, to the drone, and a few different settings as well that go along with those. So I'm going to explain all of that in today's video. So first off, I'm going to pop the goggles on, we're going to go into the menu and I'm going to show you a couple of different things. So if I swipe into the menu by pulling right on the joystick, then I want to go down to settings, and then I go to camera, and then I'm going to go into the advanced camera settings right at the bottom here. And then we're going to show you what all this means. So first off, we have record with. Now this is basically what devices you want to record with. Now here I have it set to both, but you have the option to select just the aircraft or just the goggles. Now I always recommend that you leave it set to both. That's because it's going to record onto the aircraft, whether that's the internal storage or the SD card. And then it's also going to record onto the goggles. You do need to have an SD card in the goggles in order to record anything to it. And I recommend doing this because if anything goes wrong, you always have that goggle recording to fall back on to check where your drone might have got lost or something like that. So let's go back into the goggles, and then if we go down, we have camera view recording. Now this is basically for the recording that you get on the goggles. So if I turn this off, what that's going to do is record the goggle feed, but like you see now, there is no telemetry info or menus included in that recording. So it's basically just the bare image from the goggles. And we're going to go back, and I'm actually going to turn that back on because I like to have all of my telemetry info available to me when I'm watching back my goggle footage. So I'm going to go back to my advanced camera settings and turn camera view recording back on. Now next up we have auto record on takeoff. That's basically so that as soon as you take off, the drone is going to automatically start recording video. Now you can turn this on or off. Now I personally recommend you leave this off because I prefer to just film individual clips when out shooting. It helps you sort of think more consciously about the footage that you're actually shooting, which is then going to lead to better shots as a result of it. And it's also going to help to save a bit of storage space because if you just record the entire flight on every flight, it's going to be quite wasteful when it comes to storage. And if we just go back, we can see here we have storage. Now here we can select where the storage is being saved. For some reason on the latest goggle update, it's gone into Chinese for me. So I have SD, and then the one below is internal storage. So basically that's the option for the drone. Because the drone has internal storage, we have the option to store footage there. So basically, when you're filming with the goggles and the drone, any footage that you've recorded onto the goggles are going to be saved onto that goggle SD card. You do need an SD card in the goggles in order to record goggle footage, and any footage recorded onto the drone is either going to be on its internal storage or its SD card if you have one fitted and it's selected. So those are all the different settings for recording video on the Avata 2 and the Goggles 3. But how do you actually record video? Now there's a few different ways depending on which controller you're using. Now the most easy way and the most consistent is using the goggles. So I'm just going to drop these on and show you. So to record using the goggles, just pull down on the joystick, and the first option we have is record. Just press down and that's going to start recording, and then you can just push up on the joystick to get rid of that menu system, and then to stop recording there you just pull back down, press again, and that's going to stop the recording. Now that's a really simple way, and you can do that with either controller. Now if you're using the DJI FPV3 controller, you have the record button here. All you do, tap it when you want to record, that's going to start recording, tap it again when you want to stop, and that's going to stop. And then last but by no means least is going to be the motion controller. We have the little record button here on the side. So as you would be holding it, it's going to be on one of these two fingers. Can be a bit tricky to find, especially when you have the goggles on, but after a few uses, you'll kind of get a feel for where it is. Same thing, press it once to record, press it again to stop. So that's basically how you can record video onto your DJI Avata 2. Once you've recorded the video, I always recommend you record to the SD cards, and you can just pull the card out, plug it into your computer, and then just download the footage into your computer. So yeah, that's basically all you need to know when it comes to the different settings for recording on the Avata 2 and the Goggles 3. If you've gained value from this video, consider becoming a member on Patreon, as it's one of the best ways to support the work that I'm doing here. Now I'm also currently working on a cinematic FPV course, so if that's something that you would be interested in, then you can sign up to the waitlist down below to get notified on all the latest developments and information with this course. Now I've also started a weekly newsletter giving you the latest drone news, hot tips and discounts, and you can find all of that linked in the video description down below. And whilst you're down there, hit that subscribe button for more videos like this. You should go and check out this video next. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.